Welcome, everybody. My name is Ember Wahlenberg. I'm one of the reference and research librarians here at the Wright County Historical Society, and today we're talking all about Festival of Trees with our illustrious business manager, Sally Stevens.
Festival of Trees, my favorite topic of all time.
She's the expert on everything Festival of Trees, and while it may be wrapped up for the public, it is not wrapped up for us.
It is not. In fact, I was just over on the other side and still trying to put away all of those trees. We had 106 trees this year, and
so many.
So many. And there's a lot of excitement putting them up because you know what's coming and you're excited to decorate. But taking them down is a little bit of a bummer.
You got all the bare trees in the room and it's all sad and
right.
Yep.
There's no fun end game except that it's clean and ready for visitors. And that's kind of that's where we're at right now, is that we started this project at the end of October. We decorated all of November, opened the entire month of December, first week of January, and I need to have those trees out of there for February 1st.
And it is getting very close.
Yeah, and I'm not sleeping well at night.
Oh, no. It's a lot to put up and put down those trees. And anybody who has been in the Historical Society knows that we're a pretty small staff here. So how do all those trees get put up and down?
We are really grateful to the volunteers who come in and set up trees. That is critical for any organization, especially a historical society like us, where our staff is so small. And some of us aren't capable of getting on ladders and putting up those big trees. So we've had help from a lot of the community who just really want to help out, people who need community service hours. And we've had some incredible support through that program. People who just want to come and do a project with their friends, and they'll come in for a little while, set up and fluff trees. And also National Honor Societies, other organizations. It's been great. Jeff Wells takes care of our volunteer needs, and he's been doing an outstanding job.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just volunteers who come in and help decorate, and it's not just staff, but it's also the community.
That's right. It is the community. And this year we were really lucky to have some groups come in who just came in off the street and said, we heard you needed volunteers through our social media. We have a couple, 3 hours to donate. We'd love to come and do it now. And we put them to work on whatever they felt comfortable with. So some people just wanted to fluff trees. Some people wanted to set up some of our smaller trees. Some people went whole hog and decorated a massive tree and ended up winning grand champion just because they stopped in for fun. And they decorated the best, most voted upon tree in the entire festival.
It was wondrous.
It was wondrous. And I hope they come back.
Yeah. And we also have people who reserve trees to decorate with, if they're a certain part of a group or even if they just want to. So if somebody wanted to reserve a tree for their group, their business, or just for their family, how would they go about doing that?
Well, that's a great question. We have a site on our website, which is wrighthistory.org. There's a page dedicated to the Festival of Trees. So if you click on that, you have to sign in electronically. And just like you have to sign up electronically. The reason is because it happens all year long. People have already signed up for this year, and we don't want to lose anybody. So we've made it one vehicle to sign up. So you can go there, you can click on any one of those. There are a lot of options when it comes to the festival. And one of them is Decorated Tree for 2026. That automatically goes and is saved for information for us to be able to access. And like I say, we've already had people sign up. It's very exciting. We have new decorators every year. And so this year we had 106 trees, which is totally ridiculous.
It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
It does. We've kind of maxed out what we can do without spilling into another gallery, and we don't want to do that because, it's needles and leftover sparkly stuff. We don't want any of that near the collection. So we decorated more than half of the trees this year. So half of the trees were decorated, 48 trees were decorated by organizations or people, families or businesses, and we're looking to increase that number. It's more fun for everybody because the projects and their themes change every single year.
Speaking of those themes, what was the theme of this year? And could we get a little sneak peek of next year's theme?
Absolutely. Our theme for this year was Ugly Sweater Party. It was awesome. People really leaned into that topic to the point that somebody recommended that we, in one of our how would you like to improve things comment sections, they recommended that we have a special award for the best use of theme. So this year was so well received that we did it in the middle of the festival. We said, yeah, this is an amazing idea. So people really got into it, and so did we. So next year's theme is going to be epic. It is reindeer games. So everything about reindeer games are a big part of it. We're going to have more games than we've ever had before on site. And even though I know that the archivist, Marissa, really wants us to have some throwing games, we might not do that with 4,000 people who come in.
We might get some things lost, some trees might come down. You never know.
We just don't have the room. Also, we're trying to work around a lot of that. But one thing we're already talking about for next year is a trivia night, at least one, Christmas trivia. So come as groups, you can work, we'll have it all written down, and we'll also do some in a spelling bee kind of plan or format. But we have had the best time already planning for next year, and we really hope other people will want to be a part of that.
Certainly sounds fun. So how do you go about choosing a theme?
This is our 20th year. And for about 13 to 14 of those years, I just did what I wanted. The first few years, I'd say the first 10 years, were just the theme of the Festival of Trees, as we just had that theme. And then it became a little bit bigger, and I felt like it's always easier to have a theme to focus around. So I started doing a light theme for the areas and creating areas within the festival that really rocked the theme, really highlighted it.
Yeah.
That was really very, very successful. Then when about 6, 7, 8 years ago, we really started hitting some major traction with attendance, the themes became more of a draw. And I would talk to my partners here at the Historical Society and say, what do you think of this theme? And then we tried to do fun themes and then a traditional theme. And now I think we're just going to pick a theme that really sparks it for us, because when we get behind it, all of us get involved and we can really knock it out of the park.
You get those creative juices flowing. Everybody's excited.
Yes. In fact, we announced the theme to the current or this year's decorators, and we've already given them the dates for next year, the theme. So our logo's already done, and we gave them some magnets for their fridges so they won't forget.
So I'd say for me, my favorite part of the festival is to see that sheer creativity that comes out in people, whether they're reserving a tree, whether they're coming in and volunteering, or here with the staff. I just think it's so fun with all that. What would you say is your favorite part of the festival?
Wow, that is okay. I'm a girl who loves Christmas, yeah, and I love it all year long. I work on trees and tree design all year long. I would have to say, when we get to that night before the festival opens, no matter how organized we are, it's still a push. It's still it takes so hundreds and hundreds of hours to get where it gets, and we're tired and our bodies are sore. And you think to yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I think for me, my favorite part is when people come in and they've never been here before, and they walk around the corner and they go into the festival and they say, oh, wow. Oh, I had no idea. Look at this. Oh, look at this. And you hear the joy that it brings people, all of those hours and sleepless nights. And,
it was worth it.
It was worth it to see people appreciate it, and to see the parking lot full, and people who thank us because it's free. Yeah. It's a free activity for their family. They can come, come early, come often. And we change up our activities each week so that families can come and make it fresh every year.
Oh, yeah.
And even with staff, you think you go through one time, you think you've seen it all. Even when we were putting trees away and the lights were on, there were staff members and board members who volunteered all season who said, I never even realized this tree was here.
Yeah.
There's 105.
There's a lot of trees.
Yeah, but I think that's it. I think the appreciation, and it's a sense of giving joy to people.
Mm-hmm. Tree competitions as well. What are the winners this year for the Festival of Trees?
Well, great. Everybody wants to know who the winners are. I mean, that's a huge, huge component of the festival.
It's the most important part. We all know this.
It's important for everyone who's listening to know. We're just as excited, and we go straight off of numbers, straight off of the numbers of the votes that are given every day. So we compile those every day.
Your votes count.
They count every time. So we also do not compete with the community. There is a separate category for the Wright County Historical Society volunteers and staff, so that we do not, people are coming in, and then they're putting up a 6.5-foot tree in our prime category. That's where our 6.5-foot trees category. And we're putting up a 14-foot tree, and our tree is winning over their tree. That's not apples to apples, right?
Yeah.
So we don't do that. We have only the Historical Society as a category, and then we do multiple categories for the community. The first one is prime. That's at 6.5 foot, and in first place, it was the Duck the Halls with Thrive Into Buffalo.
Yes.
They had little ducks all over it, and it was in a swimming pool.
Yep.
It was epic.
The little kiddie pool. Yes. I love that one.
Yes. So second place was A Fisher Price Christmas by Amy Foley, and third place was by Strive Therapy Services. They made Lego ornaments. Oh, yeah. They were fantastic. So that's the largest of our categories.
Yeah, and if we're talking about these trees, but it doesn't really evoke an image. If you want to sort of see more about the Festival of Trees and the trees itself, both on our YouTube page and on our website, wrighthistory.org, you can look on there and find a video of the Festival of Trees and more information and pictures about the winners.
Right. Absolutely. Then there's another category. It's called Boosted. And the Boosted category is it's a 7.5-foot tree max. If they bring their own tree in, that is fine too. Or if they do something a little extra or special with their tree that lifts it up and makes it a different frame than the 6.5 foot. So in third place, it was the Marks family from the St. Michael area, remembering Mom through Hair and Hope. So their mom had a hair salon in their home, and she just passed this summer. Yeah. So the whole family came and did a tree in her honor. It was amazing.
It was.
In second place, it was Our Patriotic Family from the Blue Star Mothers. That's a red, white, and blue tree.
Yep.
It's always a fan favorite. And in first place, in the boosted category, an outstanding tree. Again, they won last year as well in this category. It's Pete's Blankets of Hope, and it was Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It was stunning.
It's a very memorable tree.
You don't forget it. It is one that just keeps your attention. And then this year we started a new category called the mini category. And we had just a few trees in there. I believe we had 10 trees. And in second place, it went to Amy Foley. She did a little tree with hot chocolate themed items. And so these trees are all 4.5 feet or less.
The itty bitty trees.
Itty bitty trees. And then in first place, it was the Gold Star Mothers tree, where it's remembering our Gold Star mothers. It was decorated by the Blue Star Mothers of Wright County. So it was just, it really got a ton of votes. So, and then so there's also some special categories we talked about, and the grand champion is You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. And that was decorated by Kristen King and Cassie Bruns, and they're the two people who just showed up one day and said, hey, we'd like to decorate. And the best use of theme was the Buffalo Historical Society. They did an ugly sweater story and a festive flashback. It was really excellent.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were incredible. And then there's the staff. So within the staff and the volunteers, in just the WCHS category, first place was You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Right. Second place was Mark's Wednesday Poker Night, and it was an upside down tree.
It's spectacular.
This is poker. My husband goes to poker every Wednesday night, and we just threw it up there, and it was so funny. And then the third tree was the pink tree as soon as you walk in, Galinda, which makes a lot of sense. You know, people, that's kind of very timely.
Oh, yes.
And people love that tree. So then within staff, we have a battle or a competition. And that was won by Mary Bischoff.
Oh, yeah.
Mary started working in the spring on hand embroidered ornaments that were just so spectacular for the 12 days of Christmas. 15 handmade ornaments, just outstanding. And it's just one of those mouth-dropping trees.
My sister came in to view the trees and she's like, these are handmade.
Handmade, yep, pretty fantastic. We also ran a wreath competition with the county. So for the second year, super, super popular. And planning and zoning knocked it out of the park in both most creative and best overall with their 6-7 tree. They had a 6-7 tree.
The 6-7 Santa. Yep. Of course, that's going to be super popular.
And then payroll had a really fun tree, and they won the most creative. And the sheriff's office won second place and best overall. So, but yeah, first place was taken in both categories by planning and zoning.
They knew how to play the game.
That's right. They knew what people wanted. And then we have a fun category where staff, because we have so many trees and so many are favorites of the community, but when we take a look at the trees, staff all have a favorite, and we thought it'd be fun to share those staff favorites with everybody. So Marissa's pick was the Buffalo Historical Society because she loved their ugly sweater story, very historic and lots of history in that story, and their festive flashback. So that was her favorite. Mine was the What to Wear, and I don't know what it is about Patty Harriman at the Silver Creek Cabin, but every year she does something that is innovative and just fantastic. And this year they had knit little sweaters, ugly sweaters, and it was the first year use of neon we'd ever had in the exhibit. And I cannot help how much I love her work and her creativity. And then Jeff chose Strive Therapy Services Legos because he is a Lego fan too, like through and through. And it was great. If you looked up at those, they were so good. And then Mary picked the Alice in Wonderland by SOAR Regional Arts, which again, outstanding tree, so bright and so vivid. It was just a great tree celebrating the Alice in Wonderland play they put on this year. And why don't you talk about yours?
Yeah, my favorite was the one right next to the Glinda tree, which was the Alphaba tree. Wicked was a great movie, and of course, I love witchy things, gothic fashion, so it was right up my alley.
Yeah, I loved that too, and I love that they were side by side. And it was one of the first things people saw in the gallery of ugly sweaters. We had the Galinda and the Alphaba trees side by side.
And you had the witch hat on the Alphaba tree too. It was wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. On a black tree.
Yes. It's great.
Yeah. So those were our winners, and I every one of those winners, so well deserved.
Oh yeah.
It was such a good time.
And then we also have some of the statistics around the Festival of Trees.
Right.
How many people were in this year?
Well, we had 106 trees, but we had 37 volunteers who gifted over 670 hours.
Wow.
That's a lot of hours in setup and takedown and greeting. There were 24 wreaths from the county, and we had well over 300 letters to Santa.
Oh.
And Santa, so you can write a letter to Santa, and Santa always writes back. Even after. So we upload those letters up to the North Pole, and then they send a letter directly to homes of children of all ages.
Yes.
Then we had our very, very exciting, record-breaking attendance.
Yes.
And we just kept watching the door because this year's attendance stopped at 3,997.
It's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. And we so wanted to break that 4,000 goal. But it's that we stick with the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. And so it gives us something to plan for and aim for next year. And over 1,000 toys were donated by the Irv Schmidt Toy Workshop. And children were able to take a toy home to make for themselves. So.
Good old-fashioned wooden toy.
A good old-fashioned wooden toy. Those volunteers are real craftsmen, and they give a lot of joy to the children who come through.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It was a great year. I'm already excited for next year.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me, Sally.
I much appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with you again about it very soon.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for listening. Check out our website at wrighthistory.org or come and visit us in person. We're open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 3.